Put your hand on her waist and stand, with her right in your left hand. And
I think you all know where I'm going with this. So, unless you've been living under a rock for the past couple of days, you would have noticed something has happened to the fandom. A little something that I like to call Berlin. Let me tell you all a little story. So, on Thursday, I was at school on my computer, on my phone, you know, just checking Tumblr, catching up, seeing what was happening, and everything was okay. Normal fanfiction, pictures, everything. I come home, like 2 hours later, and everything has been destroyed. It's funny, because the first time I saw this certain picture, I thought it was a manip. I'm like, wow, that's actually a really bad manip. And then I read the comment, and upon further investigation, aka the scrolling of my dashboard and seeing the same picture 9,000 times, I realized this must have been legit. I'm like, the picture is of Tony and Ziva, and they're slow dancing in some kind of club or fancy place with drinks and dancing. Everyone died. I died, you died, we all died. It's exciting. Like, how can you not? This is big. This is intense, because have you seen their eye contact? Have you seen their hands touching their bodies together? Oh my goodness gracious. I'm just so unbelievably overwhelmed and excited by this photo. I can't even put it into words. It's so exciting. But it's not like I have like a playlist of songs that I want them to slow dance to or anything.
This woman's work, this woman's world.
Wise men say,
I know you have a little life in you yet. I know you have a lot of strength left. A man may call the pretty girl, and perhaps be welcome back again. All the things I should have given, but I didn't. Oh, my darling.
I can tell by your eyes that you're in love with me.
in love with you.
While everyone was beginning to calm down, something else erupted, something else occurred, and we were in shambles once more. And this destruction was caused by the press release and promotional photos of Berlin. You may notice a running theme in these photos. They all have either Tony, Ziva, or Tony and Ziva, or a scene that will have them in it. How is this even happening? There's a picture that was released that destroyed my heart in every way possible. And that was the photo of Ziva and her father dancing. And where have we seen that before? Oh, that's right, the picture from the day before with Tony and Ziva slow dancing. Well, the big question here is, does Tony know that Ziva used to dance with her father? That is what a lot of people are wondering, and that's what I'm wondering myself. I feel like it could go either way. It could be like what he did with the opera, and try and make up for that gap. He could try and remind her of her family or make her feel better like he did with Dolly. Or it could be a totally accidental thing, but it could come across to her as a sign. Like, I didn't even tell him this, and yet he's helping me with this loss that I'm trying to cope with. Either way, Tony's doing very well in this situation. Also, we got another photo from the slow dancing scene, and Ziva's all dressed up and they have a drink, and I'm assuming they're undercover or watching. I'm curious to know where they are, because apparently Berlin has some fancy bars, because none of the bars I know around here are like that. Maybe that's where Bodner hangs out, some high society clubs, which is weird if you're on the lam. We also get a picture of Tony smiling, and my assumption is that he's smiling at Ziva because they're alone in Berlin in a don't know who else he would be smiling to. Maybe he's just smiling at the walls, or maybe it's something she said, but either way it makes me really happy, and he is a very handsome man, and that picture is very handsome, so just check that out. Also, a picture of Tony and Ziva on a screen at MTech. So Gibbs is in on this apparently, and I don't know how that happened. Did they just not show up for work one morning and then he calls them and they're like, well, we thought we'd tell you we're kind of in Germany. But either way, Gibbs and McGee are now in on it because McGee's in the room too. Michael Weatherly tweeted that Tony and Ziva would be in bed in the episode, and at first people were like, oh, like Paris, where no one took the couch. But then people realized it's also an idiom for going undercover or being on a mission, something very close to that. And then they're like, Michael, not cool. If you look very closely in the background, you can see that the hotel room seems to have one bed, which I'm assuming is going to be shared, which makes me very eager to see this play out. I hope we get some references to Paris. Like, maybe they could be like, oh, we'll need to share a bed, and then they'd be like, wouldn't be the first time, and then we'd be like, ah. We also got a spoiler that Ziva's gonna melt into his arms, which that even sounds exciting, that even sounds big, that even sounds like an event. The slow dancing scene is what gets me every time, because I wonder how that's going to play out. Is it just going to be them slow dancing? You know what's really getting me? How is this scene going to end? Are they going to be slow dancing and all of a sudden the building blows up? Or, God help me if their cell phone rings, their cell phones better be off. Are they just going to show them dancing? Is there going to be music over it? Are they going to be talking? In the middle of the scene, are they going to go back to the flashback of her and her father? What's going on here? Also, I totally understand this, that some people are not upset over Eli's death, they're just upset over Ziva's reaction to it. Personally, I miss him as a character. I'm so sad that he's gone. I feel like this episode is going to destroy me. And then now Tony's thrown into it, which is even better. I would highly doubt they come out weaker than before. I would assume they would be stronger. And this is a 3-episode arc, which I feel, this is a bold statement, so none of the theories I give are 100%, so just keep that in mind. At the end of the arc, I feel like we will see something sensational, which is a strong word. Please don't consider any of this fact, because I can't, especially now with this slow dancing and all the pictures, I cannot see them coming out of this not confessing or realizing or acknowledging or even being aware of their feelings for each other. I think that we will get some sign of affection in the last episode of the arc, which is revenge. And I feel like Berlin's going to be the big episode that pushes that. I can't see them just brushing this off. I feel like we will get something out of it. That was my little Berlin incident recap and review. This has been a spoiler series recap and review, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, this is not the official Berlin spoilers and theories video. That will be next week, 2 weeks from now. We get another hiatus. Are you kidding? Chasing Ghosts will be soon. Be ready. Look out for more things from Berlin. Finale arc, get hype.